Thanks, Lou. I know you're handing over to me, but I've had a terrible I can't remember what I'm supposed to be doing. I've had a real tough time, and I've just lost my whole train of thought. I can't remember why you're handing over to me. But let me tell you what's happened. Now, this might have been a little bit foolish of me this morning, but I brought some friends with me to church. And they're not humans, they're animals. I brought some furry friends along. They're lovely, cute, cuddly, all the good things you want furry friends to be, but they are a bit mischievous. They do tend to wander off and disappear. And I've lost them all. I've lost them. And because of that, I can't remember. I'm all at sea. My mind is lost. I've lost my train of thought. I need to find these animals. Is anyone here really good at looking for stuff and finding stuff? Put your hand over you if you're good at finding. If you want to help me find something, why don't you come up here and give me a hand? Particularly good for the people that are a little bit younger than me. You guys, you going to come and help me find? Kwame, you going to come and help me find some stuff? Sapphire, you're good at finding. I know you're good at finding stuff. I'm sure you are. Come and help. Aiden's going to help. Shay, great. Anyone else want to help? Sapphire, go on. You going to come? No? Oh, sorry, Dylan. Atty, are you going to help? Oh, you're there. Great. Now, nice one, Phoebe. Anyone else? Really? No? Okay. Judah and Eli. There'll be a good one to you. Come on. No? You want to bring your dad? Yeah. Judah, you going to come? There's a good... You guys can help me find the first one. Come on. This will be a good one for you to find, I think. Now, they are a bit of a strange gaggle of pets that I've lost. The first one, and this is going to be for you guys to find, okay? Judah and Eli. His name's Peter, and he is a bear that likes the cold. What kind of bears like the cold? Rhymes with Peter, kind of. A polar bear, you say? Great, yeah, he's a polar bear. Can you guys go and find me a polar bear? And I also know that he likes people with the surname Cleveley. So you're going to have to look, see if you can find a Cleveley with a polar bear. Do you think you could do that? Well, go. Right, ready? Let's give him a cheer. 3, 2, 1, go! Go find the polar bears. Where are they? Where's the polar bear? Go and find someone who you're related to. Who might... Go and have a look. Down there. That way. Go. Can you find me my polar bear, Peter? Was he Peter? Pedro. Peter. Polar bear? Yay! Can you bring him back? Very good. Thank you, Judah. You guys can go and sit down now. Thank you very much. Give him a round of applause. Polar bear. Peter. Right, the next one I lost. This one's a bit grumpy and a bit bitey, but not as bitey as another one. It's a goat. It's Gary the goat. Right, who wants to find me Gary? You guys want to find... You want to find Gary? Right. Finley, Dylan, Mary. You need to find a goat called Gary. Go. Where is it? It's the Minecraft. Go. Where's goat? Where's the goat called Gary? Have a look on... He likes sitting on laps. Have a look on people's laps. Look around. Have a good look. And he also... I remember him thinking he liked this side of the church more than that side. Like over this side, maybe. Have a look. Can you find? Have a look on people's laps. Have a good look. Have a good look. Over there. Go have a look over there. Have you... Oh, get Gary. Bring him back. Oh, yes. Well done. Very good. It is a Minecraft goat. You can take him and go and sit down. Well done, guys. Right, next one up. This is actually how I got here this morning, on Pedro the pony. Pedro is a horse. Right, Shay, do you and Aidan want to find my horse? You don't want to find my horse? Then what are you doing here? Atty, can you find me a horse? Who's going to go with Atty? You and Atty, I need to find my horse. His name is Pedro. Go and find him. I do remember he was quite thirsty. He was thirsty this morning. Where can he possibly get water from in this church? Anyone know where we get water from in this church? Where could he be? Hey! Bring him back. Very good. Thank you, Atty. Very good. Whoa. Right. Who's left? Okay, I remember who. So, this one, now, it's a bit embarrassing, this one, because I shouldn't have really brought him to church. But he's great. So, this one now really is a bit bitey. And I think you guys all can go and find this. Now, don't tell me off, but I brought a shark to church. Right, can you go and find the shark? Where's the shark? Where's the shark? Hey, you got the shark. Let's bring the shark back. Very good. Right, you can go and sit. I need, Shay, why don't you stay up here for me? Yeah, you guys can, you're still here, so you can start. Now, there was one last one. And this guy, all right, we're staying. His name was Sean. And this guy is always getting lost. Always getting lost. Do you know what Sean is? What's Sean? Sean is a sheep. I don't know what it is, but you can't take him anywhere. He gets lost wherever he goes. Can you go and find my sheep, Sean, please? Off you go. See what you can see. Have a look. Now, he gets really lost, so it might take you a little bit longer. Have a look. What do I know about Sean? I do know that he likes grass. He tends to be on the ground. He doesn't go on people's laps. He doesn't go up on the sound system. Tends to be on the ground. Sometimes hides under chairs. Oh! Hey! Well done, Atty. You can go and sit down. We found it. Well done. Thank you for your help, Quave. You can go and sit down. Give them all a round of applause. Now we've got that done. That's kind of cleared my mind a little bit. But I'm still having trouble remembering what we're talking about this morning. Now, we're doing parables, lost my animals, lost my sheep, found my Oh, wait a second. Good old Sean. I think I can remember what we're going to be talking about this morning. Dimitri, could you play that first video just to help us along?
Stories of the Bible. The Lost Sheep. This is Jesus.
Hey-o!
Who is the Son of God and the Savior of the world. While Jesus was on earth, he taught everyone about God's love. He healed many people from their sickness, performed many miracles like calming storms, and even raised people from the dead.
Wahoo!
Jesus taught everyone about God's love. All kinds of people would come to hear Jesus speak, including tax collectors and people who made bad choices. This made the Pharisees and Jewish leaders mad.
Yuck.
They didn't think that Jesus should be around these kind of people. So Jesus told them this story. If a man has 100 sheep and one of them gets lost, what will he do?
You stay here.
Won't he leave the 99 others and go to search for the one that is lost until he finds it? And when he's found it,
Hey, woo!
he will joyfully carry it home. When he gets home, he will call together his friends and neighbors, saying,
Oh, everyone, come here.
"Celebrate with me, because I have found my lost sheep." In the same way, there is more joy in heaven over one lost sinner who returns to God than over 99 others who haven't strayed away.
Thanks to VG. There we go. I remember now. It's the lost sheep we're talking about today. That is from Luke 15 and is one of those that I remember reading lots as a kid. Let me just read to you the Bible verses that we've just seen on the animation. Luke 15, now the tax collectors and sinners were all gathering round to hear him, but the Pharisees and the teachers of the law muttered, "This man welcomes sinners and eats with them." Then Jesus told them this parable. Suppose one of you has 100 sheep and loses one of them. Does he not leave the 99 in the open country and go after the lost sheep until he finds it? And when he finds it, he joyfully puts it on his shoulders and goes home. He then calls his friends and neighbors together and rejoices and says, "Rejoice with me, I have found my lost sheep." I tell you, in the same way, there is more rejoicing in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who do not need to repent. Amen. The lost sheep. So we're going to look this morning a little bit deeper, just for the next 10 minutes, at the lost sheep and their parable, one that I'm sure lots of you know, maybe some of you haven't heard it before, but it's a really good one I remember from Sunday school. We are going to look at the lost sheep, we are going to look at the search for the lost sheep, and we are going to look at the rescue of the lost sheep. We're going to do that all, hopefully, very quickly. But when I read this, I don't know about you, remembering of the lost sheep, it made me think of other verses in the Bible. It turns out there's quite a few times that lost sheep are mentioned in the Bible. You find it in Ezekiel, you find it in Jeremiah, find it in Psalms, find it in Luke, find it in 1 Peter, and you find it in Isaiah as well. Because it turns out sheep were getting lost quite a lot in biblical times, so it was a very useful image and picture that people understood. These are sheep, they get lost, they wander off. But for me, it brought up, there was one verse in particular that came to my head. And I'm not one of those people, you might be, I'm sure lots of you are a lot better than me at this, who remember verses. You know, you can say the reference and that person has got that. I'm not great at that. But this one verse I do know off the top of my head. It was Isaiah 53:6. Anyone know it off the top of their head? There you go. So it is one of the verses that I have got stuck in my head. And I find it really difficult also to not say it in an Australian accent. We all like sheep. Is that not? Yeah. And I'll show you why. Because about 20 years ago, when I did summer camps in America, and my aunt and uncle used to drive us around to these different camps. They had little kids, and they always used to listen to this song, this music, this worship tape. It was back then. I'll tell you what that is later. A tape of worship, and it was called Aussie Praise. And this bloke did everything in an Australian accent, and this was the song that they loved the most. I wonder if we can give it a little play, and you can have a listen.
We all, like sheep, have gone astray. Ba, ba, do, ba, ba. Each of us has turned to his own way. Ba, ba, do, ba, ba. But the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. Sing, ba, ba, do, ba, ba. Isaiah 53:6.
Let's try it again. Try it together.
We all, like sheep, have gone astray. Ba, ba, do, ba, ba. Each of us has turned to his own way. Ba, ba, do, ba, ba. But the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. Sing, ba, ba, do, ba, ba. Isaiah 53:6.
You can see why I remembered it. Very good. So, that was stuck in my head. So when I thought about the lost sheep, that is the first thing that popped into my mind. And it stuck there for 20 years, more than 20 years. I was 18, 22 years. And that's what came to mind when I heard that. Maybe we'll try that at the end. Maybe I'll see if I can twist John's arm and we'll have a go at that at the end and see if you guys can remember it. Okay? But that verse, they go together. It's the lost sheep. That verse in Isaiah, that Isaiah wrote down hundreds of years before Jesus told the parable, which was talking about Jesus, is the key to unlocking the parable. It's the key to it. And the first point we want to look at is the fact the sheep is lost. It's the key point. It's the context setting. The sheep is lost. But Isaiah tells us this. We all like sheep have gone astray. So you've got to say it in an Australian accent. Ba, ba, do, ba, ba. We all have gone astray. That's what he's saying. He's making it clear. There it is. Ba, ba, do, ba, ba. We've all gone astray. This is not just about the one. Although in the parable, Jesus talks about the one sheep and the 99 that are still there. What Isaiah is saying, we're all sheep. We've all gone astray. We all started off as that one. Those 99 in the pen, they were all lost at one point. Yeah? And notice, he's not saying, you all like sheep have gone astray, the good prophet. He's saying we all. He's counting himself with it as well. He's a prophet of God, but he's saying, look, I've done it. I've gone astray as well. So that's what I want you to remember. We all like sheep have gone astray. We all like sheep have gone astray. Ba, ba, do, ba, ba. We have, all of us. Although Jesus is talking about the importance of the one, the importance of going after the individual, we all were lost. We all went astray. And why? Isaiah also tells us why we got lost. Why did we get lost? Who can tell me? It's in that verse. Each of us went our own way. We went our own way. We had our own ideas. Ba, ba, do, ba, ba. That's the point, is that each of us got lost because we went after our own thing. We went in our own way. Now, if you're a sheep, their own way is probably a nice, luscious patch of grass. Oh, look at that. I'll go over that more. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Oh, there's some, keep going. Before they know it, they're lost. The herd's over there, and they've wandered off, all because they just had their eyes on this lovely, luscious grass. They went their own way. Has anyone here ever been lost? Ever got lost? Ever as a kid got lost? Because I think it's worse when you get lost as a kid, because at least when you get lost as an adult, you kind of feel like, well, in my cut, my wife's always very quick to say we're lost when we're driving around. Like, no, we're not lost, we're fine. But as a kid, you feel really vulnerable. I remember when I think I was about 3. This is where I have to look to my mum to correct me. She doesn't know what I'm talking about. All right. I think we were at a church camp. Yeah, all right, it's true. All right, good. That's always good. So we were at a church camp, and I think Mum had told me, we all went away as a church, and I think there were probably 1,000+ people, hundreds of tents, and it was a church camp. I was 3 years old, and my mum had told me it was near the sea. Is this right? Yeah, all right, good. It told it is near the sea. And to be honest, I'd much rather have gone, maybe still, go to the seaside than a church camp. So when I got there, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go and find the sea. I think I was 3 years old. Was it Paul? Yeah, it was Paul. He didn't remember when I asked him, and it's definitely true. So me and Paul, church camp wasn't quite for us. We wanted to go and find the seaside, and we were 3 years old, but he was older, so he should have known better. We went off to find the sea. We didn't find the sea. It turns out the sea was miles away, and a parent saying close to the seaside is not necessarily what that means in a 3-year-old's head. We went to go and try and find the sea. We couldn't find it, and we got lost pretty quickly. But because we were focused on the seaside, we wanted to go after our own thing. And I remember, and I've got sort of faded memories, as you can tell from this, but a guy found us. He put me on his shoulders. Is this right? Put me on his shoulders, and we had quite a distinctive tent. It looked a bit like a circus tent. And he walked around this massive campsite until I pointed out, that's my tent. That's it. And I obviously got found. He gave me back. I don't know. he must have got a bang on the head because he doesn't remember. But we got lost because we were going after our own thing. We weren't thinking about 3-year-olds probably shouldn't go to the seaside by themselves. Any 3-year-olds, it's not a good idea. And we got lost. We went after our own thing. The sheep go after the grass, 3-year-olds go after the seaside, and we got lost. In the parable, Jesus is speaking of sinners and tax collectors who went after their own way. You know, tax collectors were cheating people out of money. They were being greedy. They were feeding themselves. Sinners were going after sin, things that were getting in the way of God. And we can often go after things that maybe aren't bad in themselves, but we put them in the way of God. We go after our jobs. We go after getting, the house we want, or the family we want, or the lifestyle we want. That becomes our own way. And that's where we go astray, because we go after what we're looking for, not what God's looking for, and not after God. That becomes our focus. We want to go and find the seaside, or the luscious grass, or the perfect job, or the perfect family, and that becomes the goal rather than a relationship with God. And that is how we get lost. That is how the pesky sheep get lost, and that is how we get lost. So first point, we get lost. Second one, just like those pesky sheep, we're lost. But the good thing is about it, that there's someone searching. There's someone looking. There's someone trying to find us so that we will be found. And the verse says this. It says, he goes after the one that is lost till he finds it. Now, I don't know about you, but who loses stuff on a regular basis? I do. No? Normally in the house, there's a loser and a finder. I've got to be honest, I'm the loser. Right? I'm always saying to Sarah, where's my wallet? You see my wallet? Wallet, keys, phone. Anything else? Glasses. They're normally in your face as well when you can't find them. Glasses. And Sarah will show me. Sarah normally knows where they are. I think it's because she put them there. Tidying. But you look for stuff. And actually, because I've got so used to losing things, I often don't even look for them anymore. I'm sure I'll turn up. Or Sarah will find them. But what determines how long we look for stuff? How hard we try to find it? Do we really want it? Yeah. Do we really want it? And what makes it? How valuable it is. Do we really want it? How valuable it is. If I said to the kids now, do you know what? I dropped a Smartie somewhere in this church 3 weeks ago. They're not interested. If I told them, and I didn't before you get up and run off, if I told them, do you know what? I lost a whole bag of sweets and they're somewhere in this church, they'd probably look for them a little bit longer than one Smartie. Do you think? It's about the value, isn't it? Do you know, I'm in a WhatsApp group at my golf club, and a message came up, and this bloke had lost his wedding ring. So he sent this message out. Hi guys, anyone seen a wedding ring at the golf course? And anyone knows a golf course, it's not small. It's not like, have you seen it in the car? And so he's freaking out. It turns out his wife was away for 2 days, so he had a clock on this. And everyone's messaging back, where were you? I was on the practice range, I was at the greens, I was in the nets, I was in the changing rooms. And everyone gets involved. It was quite nice. In some ways, it was quite nice. Everyone was getting involved and be like, have you looked here? Have you found it yet? And this went on for a few days. And the groundskeeper got his metal detector out and he's going around where he thought it would be to try and find this wedding ring. And there was a real sense of urgency about this because it was valuable, right? Like, it was important. And his wife didn't know, and she was coming back, and you can imagine. And then it just kind of fizzled out. They kind of gave up. It felt like everywhere had been looked, everywhere had been searched, and they didn't find it. And so, despite that panic, despite that intensity, it dropped off. And everyone kind of lost interest and kind of gave up the hunt. Until about a day later when he went, I found it in my golf bag. Which I thought was quite funny. So it was there all along. But the point is, that was really valuable to him. It was a really important thing. So he dedicated time to it. He pulled others in, and everyone else saw that this was important. I think generally it's guys on this group, and I think they all empathized and thought, oh no, yeah, we need to help you, mate. That wouldn't be a good thing. So everyone jumped in, you got the metal detector, but still they gave up. Still it kind of fizzled and thought, we're not going to find it. But the value of the lost sheep is this. He goes after the one that's lost till he finds it. Doesn't stop. That's the value of the lost sheep. That's how important it is. That's how we know that we're valuable to God, that we're loved by God, because it says he goes after it till he's found. We also know that we're valuable because it says this, it says he leaves the other 99 and goes off to find the one. The 99 are his livelihood. Sure, the one is, there's some money in that, but the 99 is his whole life. The 99 is everything he has. If they're gone, that's like his treasure. But still he goes after the one. That is the value of the one. That is the value of the lost sheep. That is the value of us to God, a God who loves us. It's amazing, isn't it? And the last thing that tells us how valuable we are to God and how important we are to God and how valuable the lost sheep is to the shepherd, to the good shepherd, is the reaction when he finds it. He finds his sheep and it says he rejoices. It says he puts it on his shoulder with joy and carries it home with joy. He goes round to all his friends and his neighbours, knocks on the door and says, I found my sheep. What would you do if your neighbour knocked on the door and went, I found the sheep? It's all right, thanks. I found my house keys. I wouldn't do that. But you see the value of what is lost. You see how important it is to the shepherd that he hunts until it's found, that he's willing to leave the 99 and go after the one, that when he finds it, it's a party. He obviously sees something in sheep that I don't, but it is important to him. It is not just an economic thing, because if it was economic, if it was just about the numbers and a numbers game, he'd never leave the 99. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make logical sense. Stay with the 99. All right, lost one. Cut your losses. No. Go after it till it's found. So we are lost. The sheep is lost, but we have a good shepherd who searches. We have a good shepherd who values us, a good shepherd who loves us, who is not going to give up the hunt, who is not going to give up until we are found, until we are brought home. And the last point is this. We were lost, we were found, but we still need to be rescued. It's one thing being found in the middle of nowhere. The next thing is being brought home and being brought back to safety, being brought back to the pen. And I want to read you, this is a quote from a guy called Douglas Macmillan. Douglas Macmillan was a Scottish pastor, born in the sort of 30s. And he was a pastor, but before he was a pastor, he was a shepherd. And this is what he says about sheep. This is his quote. Sorry if I offended any sheep in this room. We all like sheep. Here we go. A sheep is a stupid animal. It loses its direction continually in a way that a cat or dog never does. Even when you find a lost sheep, and this is the key, it rushes to and fro in a panic and will not follow you home. When you find it, you must seize it, You must throw it to the ground. You must tie its fore and hind legs together, throw it over your shoulders, and carry it home. I'm going to read that last one again. Even when you find a lost sheep, it rushes to and fro in a panic, and it will not follow you home. When you find it, you must seize it, you must throw it to the ground, you must tie its forelegs and hind legs together, throw it over your shoulders, and carry it home. So if you ever find a lost sheep, that's what you need to do. Do you know what? I now know more about rescuing sheep than I'd need to know, probably living in Croydon, because I did a bit of Googling. Sheep can't even get up off their backs if they're lying down. If you find a sheep on its back, particularly if it's got a full fleece on, you need to turn it over or it's going to die. Like, there you go. If you're walking in the country and you see a sheep on its back, it can't even stand up by itself. It's completely reliant on being rescued by someone else. It's completely reliant on the shepherd coming, putting it back on its feet. And then it'll run off. But if you need to bring it home, you need to tie it and put it on its shoulders. I don't know if you've ever seen, there's a little meme that goes around the internet of a sheep stuck in a ditch. Anyone seen this? Sheep stuck in a ditch. And this guy goes into this ditch. It's and it's stuck there. He's sort of pulling it out. You seen it? Yeah, he's really tried. He pulls it out. Pulls this sheep out. Puts it back in the field. The sheep, it skips off, doesn't it? Beautifully sort of bounces off like Mary had a little lamb and jumps straight back in the ditch. I'd say 2 jumps and then in the ditch. It's literally 2 jumps and it's back in that ditch. You see, the sheep is completely reliant on the shepherd to save it. The sheep plays no part in its salvation. The sheep plays no part in its rescue. In fact, Douglas Macmillan tells us the sheep kind of resists it. The sheep's running all over the place and panicking and like, oh, no, I'm lost. Be saved. Let me get hold of you. The shepherd needs to get hold of it and put it on its shoulders with joy. And that's the same for us. We play no part in our salvation. It's grace by which we've been saved. It's not because of what we've done. In exactly the same way, it's all on the shepherd. It's all on Jesus. It's all on the good shepherd to take us, to put us on his shoulders. Can you imagine the weight of carrying a sheep on your shoulders? But yet it says the shepherd has joy at that point. I think I'd be grumbling about the sheep. I think I'd be saying some things about this sheep that got lost again. But it says the shepherd has joy that he carries it. It's by grace that we're saved. It is not because of us. It's not because of what we've done. We play no part in our salvation. It's all about the good shepherd. It's all about Jesus. It's all about him giving his life for us on the cross. It is an amazing thing that in this passage in Isaiah, it talks about us as the sheep that have gone astray. But it talks about him as the Lamb of God. It talks about him as the one who is suffering and slain for our iniquities. It says this. This is before it. It says, this is from 53:4. Surely he took up our infirmities and carried our sorrows, yet we considered him stricken by God, smitten by him and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was upon him, and by his wounds we are healed. We all like sheep have gone astray. Each of us has turned to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. He was led like a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before his shearers is silent, so he did not open his mouth. You see, the good shepherd has become the Lamb of God to rescue us because we're lost and we need it. That is the miracle of the gospel. That is the miracle of grace, that we're just sheep who wandered off because we went our own way, because we saw some luscious grass and we ended up on a cliff edge. And we could do nothing about it. We couldn't even get ourselves up off the ground. But the shepherd searched. The shepherd didn't stop. The shepherd loved and valued us so much that he went after us until he found us. And when he found us, he grabbed hold of us, even though some of us were wiggling, some of us were jiggling, some of us were running left and right. He put us on his shoulders and he carried us home. It's a wonderful thing, isn't it? All right. Will you stand? Maybe we do one last worship song? But before we do that, I'd love us to have a go at a bit of Ba Ba Do Ba Ba. I think we've got the words. There we are. First slide would be good. Okay. And you have to do it in an Australian accent. I feel like Justice has lived for this moment. There it is. Right. We all like sheep have gone astray. Ba, ba, do, ba, ba. Each of us has turned to his own way. Ba, ba, do, ba, ba. But the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. Sing. Ba, ba, do, ba, ba. Isaiah 53:6. Oi. We're going to do it again. Yeah, go on, Barry. We all like sheep have gone astray. Ba, ba, do, ba, ba. Each of us has turned to his own way. Ba, ba, do, ba, ba. But the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. Sing. Ba, ba, do, ba, ba. Isaiah 53:6. Oi. Very good. Do you know what? That's a bit of fun, but it's better truth. It's absolute truth. Let's worship our God who came and found us when we were lost, put us on his shoulders, and carried us home. Amen.